So where do we find our VAs? These are a few sites you can find them. I personally use Upwork for a few reasons. I like the platform. They have a work diary where I can see everything that the person is doing. So they take screenshots every 15 minutes of the employee's screen. Not because I want to micromanage, but sometimes I surprise sneak attack and look at their desktop to see what they're up to. And on top of that, they bought guru.com as well, so they have a large, massive pool I can pull from. And there's tons of people on there. I look for people in the Philippines on Upwork. Why do I choose the Philippines? First of all, the United States used to own the Philippines, and they're also the biggest place for business process outsourcing, BPO, so they have a lot of call centers. I also look to the Philippines because I believe that these individuals in the Philippines are hardworking, loyal people. I go to the Philippines not because I'm cheap, because it's cost effective. I pay my all-star VA $12 an hour, and $12 is a good amount of money there. And she's never gonna leave the company, but it's what it takes to get a rock star VA, virtual assistant. So the 5 things I'm looking for when I'm hiring VAs is I have them do an English test. So I have them send me a video recording of themselves in the pre-screening process. 2 is I want to make sure the person's organized. I want to see how her communication is, or his communication is. I look at the reviews on Upwork. So that's another reason why I go to Upwork, is because I can actually see the reviews, how many hours they've worked, look at their history, look at their past. And then I ask them for samples. So samples of their work, what have they done in the past? I also ask a secret question in all of our posts. So every Upwork post that we post, we put a little secret question. So sometimes it'll be, make sure in the post, include the word rockstar assistant in one of your sentences. Because a lot of people start applying to your job post and you start getting bombarded with 100 different people that want to apply to your job. So it actually weeds out a lot of the crap that comes in because the person actually paid attention to detail. So we split up the positions that we look for into 2 different things: tasks and revolving roles. So a task to me is, I want you to design a new website. I want you to design my warranty page or my returns page. I want you to go get us backlinks on the internet. Those are all, to me, special tasks that you can find individuals who are absolutely amazing at what they do. Find the expert that can do it faster than yourself. I know that I'm not the best at sponsored ads. I get it off my plate. I'm not the best at blog writing. I give it to someone who can do it faster, better, and cheaper than me doing it. But for a role with revolving tasks, that's where I get my VAs to come in. So checking on this PowerPoint, for example. Is there any spelling errors? Doing my calendar, doing my listing updates, researching competitors, constant things that are coming up, I just Slack them and I ask them, hey, take care of this. A lot of people here are focusing on building products or sourcing products. You want to build a business that's focusing and sourcing on products. So here's examples of some job posts on Upwork. Are you an efficient virtual assistant that has hustle? Are you a Google AdWords master? Part-time bookkeeper, outsourced, done, Philippines, amazing. So on Upwork, in the top right-hand corner when you're logged in, you can search by freelancer, like contractor, or you can search by the job. So we personally will start inviting people when we search freelancers. So if I'm looking for a person that specializes in something unique, we type that word into the search box and it spits out everyone who has that in their profile. However, if I'm actually doing some competitive analysis or I want to look something up, so recently I've been really intrigued by wish lists in Amazon engagement, something I'm doing research on. And so I wanted to just type in Amazon wish list into Upwork to see what other sellers are posting for their jobs. And I start reading those descriptions and I start getting nuggets of ideas. Then I click on that job post and at the bottom of that post, it says every other job that that person has created. 50 jobs, 100 jobs, whatever. And I start looking to see what are they outsourcing? What are the secrets? What are they doing? There's so much to be learned just by digging into this database. So here's an example of the Amazon wish list. This is one that came up, right? I'm looking for an Amazon SEO expert. This person will use wish list, blah, 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 blah. Let's talk about outsourcing the inbox, never having to check it again. The first thing you need to do is analyze what the hell is happening with your inbox. So I use this app called Gmail Meter. Essentially, it hooks up into your Gmail and it'll say how many emails come in. I had 4,000 emails come in last month. but it also stacks the most people that are communicating with you, the top 10 people that are writing to you. You take those top 10, you're like, you know what? Let's move this off email. Let's take it offline. Let's start communicating via Slack, and let's set up a Trello board, which we'll get to in a second, where we assign and delegate tasks so that I can watch and have oversight without me having to actually micromanage. I received 4,500 messages last month. That's absolutely insane. You can see here those that are direct, replied versus not replied. The ones that people aren't replying to, I just have it on Boomerang, right? I keep on being persistent until they answer back. So I developed this system for emails. I call it the flag and tag system. In Gmail, in the settings, go to labels, and there's different stars. So I use, if you look at the in use here, green is for my black belt assistant, Anne. Red is urgent for me. Stars going to me are things that I need to respond to. Purple is for my other virtual assistant. It's all color-coded, and blue is for my VAs to collaborate on themselves. So here's what it looks like. This is part of the inbox. The stars, the blue, the purple, etc. Canned responses. So there's canned responses in Gmail. I don't know if everyone knows that, but you can get template emails prepared for you. Again, this goes back to optimization. Where you spend your time. If you analyze your inbox and you know that you're always getting the same email from somebody, build a canned response. So they plug it in, and boom, done. The other thing we do is like filters. So in Gmail, I take anything like the sold and shipped now, the guy that raised his hand that's always looking at sold and shipped now in his inbox, right? I get that out of our inbox. Or if I'm always getting an email from App Eagle, I don't need to see it. It's not important for me to see that email, and I just file it away with a filter. I also use something called unroll.me, which is an unsubscription service that unsubscribes me from all the BS that's coming into the inbox. So the other thing that we're using, we talk about technology, we use something called Trello. Trello is a board. We structure our team into boards. So you can have a marketing board, you can have a sponsored ad board, you can have a VA board. This is what our Trello board will look like. We have the backlog, everything that we want to accomplish. Then we have a to-do, doing, and done. So you can drag these cards to each board. You can also drag cards up and prioritize them. So we're constantly scrubbing our Trello to see what's actually going to have the highest impact, and we move it up in the board. But then you can delegate that card to anybody on your team. And then you can see within the card all the responses, all the things that they've done, if they've gotten it done, and you can just come in here. This is how you can actually create a system to delegate without micromanaging. So I can see things getting done without me having to be in the weeds getting it done. We use this system to allow things to happen without our oversight. But it also helps us triage things with rigorous prioritization and delegation to make sure we're only focusing on the stuff that's going to move the needle.